build a profitable business. Hello, everybody. My name is Roxanne Govari with Pemberley Realty here in San Diego, California, along with my partner, Santiago Guerin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in today. Great topic. Let's get right to it.
Let's get right to it. Okay, so let's see if we can share the screen and put those very sexy slides on the screen and start talking about this.
Let's get to
Okay,
it.
let's get it even bigger. Okay, how's that now?
Looks great to me.
All right. Okay, so business planning 2026 and see how to get this done. Okay, so let's move on and let's figure out how do we make 2026 a very good year. Now, let's start with the fact that we have had our best year ever in 2025, thanks to thanks to our amazing team. So, one thing that I think is important to say is having a process and the resources to actually get the job done is really important.
hmm
And now let's keep rolling and going into what else gets into this. Why 2026 matters? What do you think?
I mean, the year to grow your business. I mean, it's important. It's got to build off 2025 and go from there.
Absolutely, and the fact that willpower is great. Without willpower, you can't get out of bed. So it's really important to have willpower. But willpower alone doesn't get stuff done,
Yeah.
right? You
hmm
really need more than just willpower to accomplish what you are trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So let's keep going and let's get to this slide, which is the meat and potatoes of our conversation.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at my pictures in my phone in my folder, the favorite folder, and I went through almost a couple of years and saw a whole lot that was either really fun, great memories, some reminders of what we were doing before that we need to repeat. So it was really fruitful, and that's basically what is in this first slide in terms of go through your deck of pictures from 2025, so the year before, and see what those pictures tell you, and if they can basically put a roadmap ahead of you, and that's really important, because it kind of tells you, okay, if you're looking at your pictures are going to tell you what you've done, where you've been, who you've been with, what were the things that brought you joy, what were the things that brought you pain. So you can basically build a roadmap, what to repeat, what not to repeat.
I mean, I think it can just be even more than just looking over your pictures. Just going over events or even
Hmm.
it could even be like I would say purchases that you've done. Like even go through your statements, maybe see oh yeah,
Yeah,
this thing was worth it. This thing really wasn't. This program was good, or this was bad. So even stuff like that. So going back in general with you
your
know
credit card
yeah,
statements.
even credit card statements, pictures, uh, you know. I don't know if there's any. I mean, I'm sure there's a million other things that you can go back and take a look at. So that
Yeah,
just overall checking how your 2025 went and what you did good, what you did wrong is a good thing to do.
is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And then setting intentional goals, not vague desires. This one is really interesting, and it brings a little bit of the past to me.
hmm
Um, I have been in the business of training agents for many, many years. And I remember many years ago, one of my close, dear friends, he's now a close, dear friend, but back in those days, he was a software engineer and he was basically thinking of changing careers and coming into real estate. And so we talked, and he said, and when I first saw him, he came across as somebody really, really smart and highly a critical thinker, highly organized. You know, software engineer. Everything had to have its place and its process. And my first thought was, why do you even want to be in real estate? Because software engineer, you make a whole, you make a good amount of money, and you have it fairly easier than a real estate agent. But that's another conversation by itself. Going back to, he came in. We talked about business planning, and he actually came with a one-page business plan of his own, and his numbers and his goals were very, very realistic.
Hmm.
And me on the other hand, being a left brain kind of a person or artistic kind of a person, I'm like all over the place thinking of all these desires and goals, what they should be. And I'm looking at his, and it's like, oh, this is actually very realistic
Hmm.
and it's very intentional. He's basically having, okay, I need to make X amount of phone calls. I need to put X amount of prospecting into place in order to achieve X amount of results. And I never forget that stark difference of what's in my head with all, like, conceptual stuff and what was in his plan of all practical stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it comes down to, again, set intentional goals, not vague desires, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be. I mean, you got to have like a good overall goal, but you also have to have clear points on how you're going to get to that goal. Not,
Exactly,
you're
exactly.
not going to get there.
Now, the other one, this one is really, really powerful. And in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of this with the success of Atomic Habits by James Cleary, who wrote that book. And in that book, he's talking about, the importance of setting up good habits, and those come to, okay, what do you really need to do and what do you really need to get good at in order to get to where you want to go, where you want to get to,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You have from very young age been able to master this one. Can you talk a little bit, because I'm looking at all the other young people that I come across, and I don't see all those traits all across the board. So how have you set that up to actually get to the point where you are at?
Like setting key goals, like
Um,
basically.
Setting key habits to get you to your goals.
I would say kind of setting up myself with like a routine, kind of, have and basically be consistent with what I'm doing. So I, wake up times this at certain time, breakfast, get ready, work, whatever, and then, or after work, the activities are after that. I already have those planned, and I have set schedule with what I'm doing. Each morning I check emails first thing in the morning. Then I'll, move on to this. Then I'll make my calls. I kind of have it laid out so that regardless of what's going on, I already know what I need to do. So,
Mm,
and then if I do, like, by any chance miss one of them, I just won't do it again the next day. So
mm,
I'll make sure that the next day I go back to what I'm doing. Because once you miss it more than like multiple times, then that becomes the normal. So whenever I actually, like, if I miss out on eating breakfast one morning, I'll make sure that the next morning I'll have breakfast. Because then if I miss it 2 days or 3 days in a row, then it's just going to become I'm not going to eat breakfast every morning. And then it'll take me that much harder for me to get back in on track to having my breakfast in the morning. Because, I'm used to, you'll get used to the bad habit. So just
exactly.
Always the repetition and the having a set schedule is, really important for me.
Really important. And it shows. And it, and I hate to say this, because in real estate, we think that everything has to be glamorous and, not the same, and everything is shiny and moving from one place to the next. But profitability actually comes from consistency and from the boring routine of every day coming in and every day grinding and grinding and grinding. That is what profitability really comes from.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and creating behavior systems, not just goal statements. Okay, so and this is basically talking about you're setting up systems, and we see that in our business so much that we talk about we have to have our morning meetings. We have to go over certain spreadsheets that we have. We have to measure our activities and make sure that that those activities are getting done, and that's what really creates success.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. And okay, so Justin, I really like Justin. Justin does a great job to basically break it down into what is it that make you more productive? What is it that you got to make sure that you set your life to in order to succeed? And one thing that he talks about is time blocking. Time blocking is so very important. I don't know about you, but I go and set my schedule the night before, just so that when I come to work, I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing that day.
Yeah. Then you're already wasting time.
Exactly. You're already wasting time. And then protect major work blocks, no task switching. This is also very important, right? Because studies show that if you're switching from one thing to the next, you're actually wasting time trying to figure out what you were doing before and trying to catch up to what it was that you were doing. And as much as everybody says that multitasking is a thing, we all know that it really isn't.
Yeah, it's very hard to do.
Very hard to do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, tracking results. Tracking results is very, very important. Everything needs to be measured to make sure that you're not wasting time. On that note, I was listening to another podcaster that was saying, for that reason, you want to produce videos on YouTube instead of making a whole lot of stories on Instagram, because they'll be going away in 24 hours, whereas the YouTube videos are indexed and live for as long as YouTube lives. So kind of the same. And then making appointments, because we're in a sales business and it's all about making appointments, getting in front of your prospect and closing the sale. That's how we make sure we get paid. So making appointments is at the core of what we're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then, of course, writing down business plans, to breaking it down and saying, okay, how much do I want to make? How much the average commission on each deal is, and then how many transactions do I need to make? And then going down even further than that. Okay, if you want to make X amount of transactions, then you have to make X amount of phone calls. Out of those phone calls, you have to get X amount of appointments. Out of those X amount of appointments, then so many, how you have to repeat that. So many calls per day, so many appointments per day, so many calls per week, so many appointments per week, and then on and on it goes until you actually achieve what you want to achieve. Now, the important part of that, though, is that you cannot be so result oriented that you actually forget about the process.
Mhm.
I don't know if you were with me a couple of years ago. I had somebody who joined our team and wanted to be an agent, and she was really, really good at making videos, the TikTok dance videos,
Mhm.
and she made the TikTok dance videos for about 3 months, and then she quit and just went away and decided real estate wasn't for her. And it all came down to the fact that she was making, so I was really puzzled. I didn't understand why she quit because she was really good. She was very talented, and her videos were awesome. And then so I contacted her and said, "Hey, what happened? Why did you leave the business?" And she said, "Well, I made all these videos and I got no results." And then my first reaction was, "But videos are not going to bring you
Bring you the
business.
business, yeah.
Hanging a billboard and then saying, 'Oh, why am I not getting any customers out of the billboard that I hung?'" Well, that's one activity that you do to basically create brand awareness. But what about actually going after customers and trying to get customers to come in and transact with you?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Any thoughts that you have about this?
Yeah, I mean, basically writing it down, like on this bullet point number two, set those up and commit to those times and efforts that you're gonna be doing, because then it will, produce if you do follow it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, totally. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so business plan templates. So we actually have uh, our own templates that we produce, right?
Hmm.
But what is it that we do in terms of actually giving support to our agents? And so we have our meetings on accountability, right?
Yeah.
And do you want to speak to some of these other bullet points that we
Yeah.
work with our agents on?
Yeah, we do the whole, like you said, accountability meetings. We go over numbers. We talk about new system, new forms that come out. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, strategies, ways that different agents, strategize on getting leads, on getting business, and then
Hmm.
coaching too as well. We like we're doing right now. We do some great coaching as well to our team to keep them up to date and on track to being successful. So,
Absolutely. All right, keep going, keep going. Okay, so goals are the big picture thing, right? Then you have to actually break it down to smaller pieces, and these are the smaller pieces that go into it. So you want to speak to some of those?
yeah, I mean, these right here, I mean, this is kind of, it could be rearranged differently for everyone, but I mean, this is
Hmm.
kind of like a way that you could set up your week. Mondays
To
start off with,
organize yourself, right?
yeah. So maybe one day you do your prospecting and lead outreach. On Tuesdays, it's when you set up your appointments and do your showings.
Hmm.
Wednesdays, the days that you only do follow-ups with prepping for your open houses. Thursdays, setting up your listing presentations or listing presentation appointments and doing offer works, submit offers. And then
Yeah.
Fridays, review the stuff that you did on the week, as well as maybe add a little learning thing to it. Maybe watch a video or something in those lines. So
Perfect. Perfect. Accountability and check-ins.
mhm.
We love this one. I love this one.
Yeah.
so uh, accountability is a big one because and sometimes if you're one person show, then you have to have those accountabilities for yourself, right? Track what you're doing, and then make sure that you're on track. And if you're not on track, then go back and readjust so that you can make up for whatever lost time that you may have.
Yep.
And of course, mindset. We were talking about this in terms of coming into to work, and if somebody's asking you how you're doing, you're like, good. Or somebody else asks you, how are you doing? You say, great.
Yeah.
And that type of energy just basically gives you a lot more motivation to keep going, because after all, we're in sales and we need that energy to make things happen and keep us going.
Yep, definitely.
So, all right. So, and the part that this says about the mindset shift, that success comes from disciplined habits and outcome tracking. So it's a lot of systems, a lot of habits, a lot of repeated boring stuff that if you do day in and day out, but you're consistent with it, you're going to see results, because nothing happens overnight.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. I think we will stop it here. What do you think?
Yeah.
And tell our audience that this is available, and we would love to share it with you. So if you want to have a copy of our slides, comment slides, and we are happy to send them all for you. And if you're watching us here on YouTube,
thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel.
All right, and of course, if you're trying to get a hold of either one of us, there is my phone number, and if you're trying to get a hold of Santi,
right
there's his phone number. You can get more information about our team at joinpemberley.com. And also, if you are on Instagram, we would appreciate a follow over on Instagram or on Facebook. And if you are in San Diego and looking for a great boutique office to join, we would love to talk to you. And if you're outside of San Diego and you would want to be either a realtor partner of ours, we would love to hear from you. Or if you want to be on our podcast, we would love to hear from you as well. And again, if you are watching our channel on YouTube, we would appreciate it if you subscribe, so that as we post new videos, you are notified and you can be at our midst and talk to us via your comments.
Yep, definitely. We'll be waiting for your replies and your comments, and looking forward to talking to you all.
Thank you, everybody, and make it a great day.
Bye, everyone.